Hey there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you so much for joining me again today for another card making video. Today's video is for the Inspire Create Challenges design team. So we have a challenge to use the theme of summer to create our cards for your inspiration today. So we'll be posting those on the Inspire Create Challenges blog. Link is in the description. You can read more about what I've made in my blog too, which is also linked. And then if you want to participate in the challenge and make your own summer themed cards, please do, and you can upload a photo of your creation over there as well. So it's open for just under 2 weeks, so you've got time to get creative, use what you have to make a summer themed card. So for me today, we're going to do something really super simple with the Choose Happy stamp set. This one's carried over into our current annual catalogue and online, but it's got this lovely little set of sentiments with all the seasons in which. So I've got we can combine that to make Hello Summer, and we've got the cute little sunshine in there too. Today I'm using the bumblebee. Just to sort of use something different, but I guess we could use the bird as well and other bits and pieces for that summer theme. So this is what we're going with today, okay? And we're going to make this. We're just going to make a really super cute, simple card using really nice bright colours. So I've got Daffodil Delight. This is my yellow for all those sunshines, and the die cut circle here, and then I've used Melon Mambo for the sentiment and the card base, just to sort of use those really nice bright summery colours. Okay, so let's recreate this with another colour. So I'm going to stick with the brights, and we're going to use Coastal Cabana. Okay, I'm keeping the panel in the centre the same. So this is what I call one of my mini panels. So the basic white is 3 by 4 3/4, and then I've got a matte in black just to make it pop from that black background. Okay, I could use something else if you wanted to keep it bright and light and stuff, but I think the pop of black is kind of, you know, just helps it lift off the background. Okay, so that's what we're going to use to make our card with you today. So a few little bits and pieces to do then. So we'll need this to stamp our background. Let's put that to one side just for the moment. Let's put it over there and I'll lose it later. Okay, and just over here I've just got some, we're going to use our stylish shapes. We've got the smallest and the next smallest die there. We need to stamp a bee, we need to die cut a yellow layer, so we'll just pop that there. That's ready to go, just on a scrap of cardstock that I had in my stash. So we'll pop that on the cutting plate ready to go, and we'll use this one for this bit for our bee, which we'll stamp in black memento ink, and then we'll use this bit to cut our sentiments. So our little bee, we're just going to do a memento. Now I'm going to get him stamped up, so because I want to make sure that ink's nice and dry before we add some colour with a stamping blend. So we'll just make sure that's well inked with that ink there, and we'll just pop that down. Just make sure that ink transfers, just firm pressure. Okay, just hold it down for a little bit, lift it up, and you'll get a perfect image. Okay, so we'll let that one just dry just for a little moment. Don't need the black again, so let's just pop that away. And then on this bit we're going to use a combination of things to create our sentiment. So I'm going to go with the lettering first, and I'm going to use the coordinating Coastal Cabana ink. It is a lighter colour, but I think it will show up all okay on the light white background. Okay, so we're just gonna, that's well inked, and we're just going to pop that in that corner there, I think. And again, just hold it down and just make sure all that ink transfers. Okay, like so. And then we're going to use second generation ink with the Daffodil Delight, which is the colour we're going to use for the background again. Okay, so here's our little sunshine. And because we're going to die cut this out, I'm just going to stamp it off on the back and then come in and pop that over the top, and you can see through the stamp. It's nice and pale, so we can just sort of centre that over there and just press that down. And that's super pale, but in real life, yeah, I think you can just about see it. In real life, you can obviously it just pops a little bit more, and it's really nice and super subtle rather than just having a plain white circle for that sentiment. So we'll just use this smallest stylish shape. We'll just take that into position, and we can get those elements die cut through. But we're going to just stamp on this background first. I'm just going to bring in just a scrap of paper, okay, and just go for it. Okay, kind of end up doing might look like they're in rows, because that's just the way it often goes when you're trying to fill in a background, especially with something like this, which is quite a regular shape. Oh, we've misstamped that a little bit. Oh well, never mind. I'm just going to go with it. Just catch any edges that look like they've got spaces, you know. It doesn't look it looks ever so much more complete if you just do these little bits here and there, just to make sure it looks like the pattern continues off the page. Okay, so that's dead easy to do. Okay, and we're not going to need that anymore, I don't think. And then what I did on the sample card was, oh, actually I have got an idea to jazz it up a little bit. I just sort of pressed the edge of the cardstock. Don't slide it through. Dab it in. The foam of the ink pads, you know, it's robust enough, but it's not invincible. So just, you know, go easy, because cardstock can actually be quite, I mean, paper cut, you know, right? So you don't want to do a paper cut on your ink pad and ruin it. But just if you press the edges in, the cut edges sort of wick the ink a little bit, and you get that nice sort of frame around the edge. So obviously that can dry a little bit while we wait for, in fact, let's just tape it to this layer while we're doing other things. So just a bit of stamp and seal, just to pop that onto there. Just line up all your edges and then firmly press it when you're satisfied that it's in the right place. So that's ready to go on there. But I figured, now, totally optional. Now, I didn't stamp on the card base on the original card, but let's just see. Let's do it on this one and see which we prefer, shall we? So I'm just going to pop some scrap paper inside there, and let's just clean off that stamp, that sunshine stamp that I said I didn't need anymore. I don't want any of that yellow to carry over. And we'll use the Coastal Cabana ink just to pop in some bits on here. If you sort of have parts of the stamp showing, sort of coming further in or further out, so that you get different portions of it sort of showing, it's going to look cool. Okay, so that's around the edge, and we'll just do this top edge. Like so, and then you just want to get your panel and just make sure that looks good. Yeah, it's cute. So I don't know whether you find that a bit more distracting from the panel or not, but it's an optional extra if you wanted to go there with that. And we can tape that onto the card base now. Okay, just going to go on flat. So just centre that up as best you can. Like so. Just with some seal, we'll just leave that flat. Okay. So that's our card base done. Okay. Let's I'm going to use my Daffodil Delight marker, Stampin' Blend marker. This is, you could use your Stampin' Write markers as well. Just be careful because they're water based and we've used a water based ink. So a bit of Daffodil Delight on the body of our bumblebee there, and I'm just going to pop a bit of Pool Party onto the wings. Okay, so that's ready to fussy cut. We're going to fussy cut that with our paper snips. Just going to do my die cuts. So we'll just take those off our plate. So those are ready to go, and we just need to fussy cut this. So it's not actually too bad to fussy cut. I was dreading doing that little bit on the this little sort of tail thing, but actually it wasn't too bad. Just take your time, twizzle your paper, and use as much of the blade as possible. Just gently squeeze as you twizzle your paper around. And you'd be surprised how neat you can get it. Okay. Maybe practice on some simpler shapes. Some curves, you know, maybe just do a circle or something, right? And just follow that circle round. And get used to sort of moving the cardstock. Oh, got a bit close there. I should tidy that up a bit. Yeah, so just you know, practice sort of moving this around. You could try using thinner paper and cardstock as well, which is easier to cut, which you might find easier to practice. And then just this last twiddly bit at the butt end. Sometimes where you finish you end up with a bit of a pointy bit, so just a little bit of a haircut on there, and that's that. It's done. It's not too bad. And then these little scraps can go in the recycling now. Okay, so this the back of this little bumblebee is just big enough for 2 mini dimensionals. Just squeeze those in next to each other. Okay. And then the sentiment here, I usually use 3 on a circle just to give it some balance. If you use 2, they can be a bit wobbly, and 1 might not be enough. It's a bit big for 1. Whilst I like to be as frugal as possible with those, you know, you don't need to use loads of them, but sometimes you have to. Okay, so that's going to give that's nice and sturdy, those, you know. Okay, I'll take the back ends off this. It's ready to stick on. The other thing I want on there is just a smidge of wet glue on this little curly bit there. And I'm just going to pop some Stampin' Seal onto the back of this sentiment here and just pop that higher up. Usually I do things down here and whatever, but I figured because it's a sunshine, I'm going to put it up here. Okay, trying to get that sentiment straight, and then our little bee can be just sort of buzzing around over here, and that little bob of glue there is just going to help that just sort of stick so it doesn't catch. And then I'm just going to pop just a little bit of Wink of Stella onto those wings just to make them sparkle a little bit. Insect wings do have that sort of, you know, that iridescence to them kind of thing. So it's super subtle, but obviously in real life you'll be able to see that much better. Okay, I didn't put any pearls or anything on this. What do you think? Do you think we need some rhinestones or something? Just got a few left on this packet, so maybe if we just do 3. Okay, so I've got 3 big ones and I've got 3 little ones, so let's just mix and match those a little bit just to put some sparkle on there, and use that sheet, and it just sort of draws the eye in a little bit to that sentiment. Okay, and that uses up a sheet of those. Okay, gives us a bit of sparkle and stuff on there. So there we go, there's my summer themed card using our Brights collection of colours. So we've got Daffodil Delight, we've got Coastal Cabana and Melon Mambo to make our lovely bright cards for today. Okay, super simple. I hope you have a go at the challenge. Love to see what you create, and yeah, hopefully you will be the winner. Thank you for joining me today for this video. Do stay safe, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks all. Bye.